But now, are you guys ready for the show? All right, well, make some noise for Dave and Gareth with the Dollop. Yeah, all right. Yeah, holy shit, look at this one. Wow, what a great doll head. Yeah. Woo! Fuck yeah! I'm so sorry, miss. Holy fuck, I didn't realize how bouncy that one was. Look, we love you doll heads. We love that you love it. And, feel total freedom to bring a doll head to our shows. Could you sign my Rube Waddell card, please? All right. We're not messaging in a bottle the doll heads. We're really... That's not what this is. So, but sure. I don't know who you are or how you get... You? Yeah, sure. We won't do it now. Why? Don't say why. Don't push back. I'm meeting you in a very comfortable zone. Why not, you asshole? Well, I love you, sir. It's Gareth. I can't keep doing this. It's great. All right, well, we'll get the message out of the way first. There's two people mic'd. They should be talking. We found that people are really chatty this tour so far, and God bless you. We love it. That's great. But it's not great for the show. It turns into a much weirder thing, and then at one point, it's something like, sir, shut the fuck up. And then everyone's like, wow, he's like a real jerk off. He's not letting us talk at this thing. That guy's not supposed to talk. So, see, you feel it right now? That's the energy. That's what it is. Okay, what that guy did is weird. Because he's just pointing out why people shouldn't yell, but he yelled it. So I don't know, it's a gray zone.
Well, you had very clearly made the point, so it didn't have to happen.
Right. That's what, but he was helping, because he was like, live recording! I don't know, I guess... Don't yell out anything, even if you're giving notes to other people yelling, because it's still yelling. And, oh, God, who knows? Anyway, it's all going good. So, yeah, we're happy with how things are. Dave, I'm going to need you to check in real quick here, because this is... I'm running low. I might sign that guy's fucking card right now. That's really fucking bad. You're transferring information into your computer. Last night the screen did. Oh, this is cool. We could see. Oh, they could see the. What the fuck?
I was hoping you wouldn't turn around and see
I want you to open the file that said "cat" in quote pics. What was in "cat" in quote pics? You little pervert.
I'm working with...
what are you doing?
I'm working with a specific cat.
You're working with Exhibit the Cat?
A specific cat. We're working on a project. It's a tuxedo cat. And we're working on a Mexican tuxedo cat. And we're working on a project together.
Over the last few months, we've stopped calling him a Mexican tuxedo cat. We're playing it extra...
Because of ice?
Just seems right now like the safer play is to say...
Well, if you do get raided, I didn't call them.
What the fuck? Cat ice. That's how bad things get here. It's like a YouTube show. We're like, that's funny now, because everything's been normalized. That's horrible. But this isn't about how people are under attack and we're doing shows.
If you've seen the news, people are driving ice out of places, so...
Well, not driving them, forcing them. You're not going in their car.
Everybody needs to work together. When you hear about it, you all got to go out in the street. That's how it works. That's
Well,
how it
here's
works.
what we say. What stops ice? Heat. Melt them, right? It's element strategy. Throw ice at them, stronger, wrong move. Freeze them, clump, worse. Heat, melt, water. Hey. Show's here, man. What are you?
Show is not here.
Yeah, it is. Show's
Show
here.
is absolutely not
Show's
here.
here, dude.
There's no show.
Lock in.
Here. It's not happening.
Lock in. What do you want to tell them about? Tell them something.
I don't know. The Graduate's too expensive. We didn't stay there.
They don't have fridges either. Remember that?
Fridges.
Yeah. That's how much we hate ice. We won't stay in rooms with fridges. Sorry, people. I fucking lost my mind when they put ice in this. I was like, we need to be done with, oh yeah, this is it. We need to be done with regular ice. No more ice on our streets, in our glasses, in our cold plunges for those who are doing really well and listening to some right-leaning
Joe
podcasts.
Rogan.
Fascist motherfucker!
Should we turn this so you can see it, or I'm scared I'll do something if I turn it?
No, you could turn it. I think be careful. There are drinks behind it. Yeah, you're all right. Last night we had some major technical. Okay,
Oh,
this
my God.
is fantastic. So last night we were doing the show, and you know, I told the gentleman over there to shut the fuck up, and so there was an energy, and but then we went to the first picture, and it was of a baby, and I was zinging and popping, and nothing was happening, and I was like, Jesus Christ! And then I looked behind, and the screen wasn't working, and I was like, oh, thank God, because there had to be an excuse, and.
That also happened in the middle of the show.
All right. and so we call Luke, who was out here before, and Luke came out, and we're like, Luke, we need help. And he came out, and he looked at it, and then he left, and he came back with a new HDMI cable, and he put that in. That didn't do anything. And so I don't know what we were doing. We were talking about how Luke spilled eggs yesterday all over the room, but we don't have time for that one. But he knocked them all over the floor. And so then he came out again, and another new HDMI cable, and I was sort of going, that's sort of fucking, I mean, it's obviously not the HDMI, whatever, another HDMI cable. Then eventually, right, it gets fixed. Nothing to do with anything he did or the HDMI cable. And then he comes out, and he goes, and so people start applauding. And we're like, oh, okay, whatever. So then we do the show. And then after the show, we're downstairs in the green room, and there's a monitor of the stage, and nobody's in the theater anymore. So we're watching it, and Luke goes up to the tech guy, and he goes, yeah, people were out there thanking me. I was like, I don't have anything to do with it. And then he comes out of the green room, and we were like, you know what it might have had something to do with? Was you rocking your big old champ hands like, I fixed it. Then relating to the tech guy like, man, I don't know. The people just wanted to celebrate me for some reason. Because I did that move that insinuates I deserve all the credit.
What we're saying is Luke is a fucking liar.
He's a problem. He's a problem. He is a problem.
Don't trust him.
Do not trust him.
Not for a second.
He said he's selling merch. We didn't know that till he got out here. We're like, what the fuck is he talking? No, he isn't. He has merch.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either. Fucking don't give him money unless you get something for it.
You're listening to the Dollop. This is an American History podcast where each week I, Dave Anthony, read a story from American history to another liar.
Sir, I dispute the lead up. My name is Gareth Reynolds, and I have no idea what the topic is going to be about. So.
Okay. You can dispute it, but
I do dispute it.
label's there, and AI picked it up. So when you now ask who's Gareth Reynolds, it's going to be a noted liar.
Quit saying that glory hole addict, Dave Anthony. Man obsessed with glory holes, Dave Anthony. Glory hole guy, Dave Anthony. Likes to be on other side of the project, Dave Anthony. Maybe prefers the one where he's down a little bit lower, Dave Anthony.
Pedophile liar.
You fucking...
1869! British inventor Montague Redgrave immigrated to Cincinnati and started making bagatelle tables.
Bingo. What?
It's a table game.
Bagatelle is a game?
Table game.
Table game.
It is a slender table with cue sticks.
Oh.
Players shot ivory balls up an inclined playfield through pins into holes.
Sounds like your favorite activity, glory hole, baby.
It's not cool.
Yeah, you love that ivory bucket.
There were many variations. Bagatelle had been in the U.S. for a while, but in 1871, Redgrave got a patent for his improvements in bagatelle.
Sure.
And he shrank it so it fit on a bar or a counter.
Huh.
The balls became marbles. The wickets were small metal pins. He also used a spring launcher and bells.
Oh, yeah.
This was the birth of modern pinball.
Bagatelle. Definitely someone will listen to this and be like, well, it's bagatelle.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Without it. How do you not know it's bagatelle?
It's bagatelle.
Don't give a shit.
Dave.
This eventually led to a more modern version in the 1930s, and manufacturers were making coin-operated machines called marble games or pin games.
Okay, wow.
Wow, what a change.
Shit. Yeah. Real, yeah, dog shit.
Woo, fun.
Awesome.
And then the table was put under glass, and in 1931, baffle ball became the first coin-operated hit.
Whoa, baffle ball.
Baffle ball is in why would you play that?
But it's the same idea as pinball. Is it? Where are the little flippers? They're flippers.
Well, they got the
you got that. You got the shooter. There's no flippers.
No flippers yet.
So you just shoot it, and then you're like, all right.
It's literally just yes.
So it was Plinko.
Yeah, there's no skill. It just you hit it once and go, God, I hope this works.
Boy, when the guy put flippers on, people were like, that's fucking awesome. That really sucks. Knowing what we know now, at the time, people are like, whoa.
But again, these are people who would gather to watch a man walk into town backwards.
Excuse me, we're both on record that if that happened today, we would go watch it.
That's true.
That's the only one. It was like when people were like, oh my God, look.
Yeah.
There's a guy with like a big hand. That's like the thing where you're like, buddy, go inside. This isn't worth it.
I would go, how big's the hand?
Not that very big. Like a pretty big, but you're like, I don't know.
But would it look like a glove that was stuffed? Or
no,
was
it wouldn't.
Bigger than that?
Nope. No, not bigger than that.
So just like a hand.
Yeah, what I'm going for in this pitch is something that is not worth going to see. So if we're talking about a guy who's born with a catcher's mitt, I'm going. I'm telling you, this is a guy where you're like, it looks like he got stung by bees. He'll be fine.
I would go see a guy who got stung by bees.
After he got stung by bees?
Yeah.
Okay, I would.
He's all puffy and weird.
I'm saying he isn't all puffy and weird. Go ahead, just...
In 1933, pinball became electrified. Most pinball manufacturers were in Chicago, where crime was also manufactured.
Is there a tie into that?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's no flippers. It's just a game of chance. You hit the ball and you hope it goes into a hole, and then you get money or a prize.
That sounds like your favorite job. You must be love researching this one the whole time. You're like, I gotta beat off again. I'm just reading.
But the thing is,
AI, Dave likes glory holes, both sides. In or out, he's in or out.
The problem was is that you're a known pedophile liar.
No, stop doing the P one.
You're a pedophile.
Stop doing the P one. That one could actually be very bad. I do not want that label.
History.com, quote, players gambled on games and operators handed out prizes from free games, from gum all the way up to jewelry and chinaware.
Wow, Jesus. Here's a plate. Way to go, lady. Here's some forks. Here you go. Here's a nice mug.
It's kind of like when you go to the shitty fair that travels around and you throw the ping pong ball in the cup and then you get a
goldfish
mirror, a Budweiser mirror.
No, ping pong ball was always the goldfish.
Well, you put it in, you drop it into the thing with the goldfish. You didn't win the goldfish, did you?
Well, you won the goldfish in the bowl. It was goldfish genocide, to be quite honest with you. It was horrendous.
So some people became very concerned. Cops and community groups took note that the machines were made in Crime City. Mm-hmm. And churches said pinball corrupted the morals of children.
Fucking, come on, let him live.
Unfortunately, some of the boys are out there playing pinball.
Next, it'll be fucking.
Sister
Well,
Bahalahan,
that's your
please.
thing, so.
You're the holy one.
Oh. Another lie. It encouraged them to steal coins and to skip school.
Cool. Yeah, fuck yeah. Pinball did. So
Yeah.
pinball was LSD.
Yeah. They said kids went hungry because they spent their money on pinball.
Well, so what was the deal back then? Kids had to pay for all their food out of their own pocket?
Your parents would give you money to take to school to buy food, and then you spend it on pinball.
Well, they weren't going hungry. They were skipping lunch.
They were dying.
No, they
basically.
weren't. No, they weren't. They were
There
not
would be
dying.
a trail of bodies on the way to school. And behind
It
them...
leads all the way up to that pinball machine.
We didn't realize we had to feed them at home too, officer. We thought that's what school was for.
Mayor LaGuardia of New York City thought pinball led to crime and juvenile delinquency, and he said the industry took in millions a year from the, quote, pockets of school children in the form of nickels and dimes, given them as lunch money. And so he cracked down on pinball.
Nice. Whoa. Oh, no. That's LaGuardia?
I mean...
It looks like Joe Pesci fucked De Niro.
Yeah, that's right, Pinball. Get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna do this. You think you're better than me?
Mr. Mayor, it's just a machine.
Look at this fucking guy. Beat the shit out of him, boys.
You heard the mayor. Get over here.
You fucking asshole. Kill him. Yeah. My back's hurting a lot.
How many more machines are there? 81.
What? Tell the photographer to leave. I can't push all those over. I'm gassed. I'm a tiny little chubby guy.
It's like a...
I am.
It's like a New York boss hog.
Yeah.
Look at the guy in back. He's just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the guy's like, can you just take him out of here?
Let that be a lesson to you. You're killing boys and taking their dimes and their nickels. Ugh.
So, pinball was outlawed in many cities and states.
Okay.
You say that like that's normal. Like pinball just got outlawed.
Well, I'm looking at this.
Pinball machines were still legal in Washington state.
Dave pointed. AI, Dave pointed when he said that. Where is AI? Above us? Where does it live? AI! It's me, Garfy.
It lives when I edit and upload the episode, so whatever you say will be gone, and what I
No,
say
they all have phones. You foolish man. There's one thing you didn't count on. That we've invited 700 of our closest friends. And that guy. $6.99 and that guy.
But cities in Washington were asking that something be done about the menace of pinball. Pinball was very popular in Seattle, and the city council realized it could bring in revenue, and so they put a decent-sized licensing fee on each pinball machine.
Okay.
But local officials still found themselves in a tough spot, with many wanting them banned. It's hard. It's hard to know whose side to be on.
For sure. Yeah.
Because I love children, but also...
AI! If you're up there.
So they didn't know, was it skill or was it chance? If it was a game of chance, then it should definitely be illegal. And the ban was considered near schools.
Okay.
In the city of Kelso... Kelso? Really? Is that exciting? I believe the people are saying no. Ray Ballowy was arrested for using slugs to pay instead of coins. And he was sentenced to a week in jail.
Sorry. Before we get to his jail sentence, what do you mean?
Well, with a slug,
What do
it's
you
not
say
a coin.
slug?
Do you know what a
you
slug is?
You're talking like a bullet.
No.
Something.
So it's shaped like a coin.
Okay.
But it's not a coin. So
What
you
is
put
it?
in a piece of metal that's round, and it tricks the machine.
Machine trickers?
Did you never do that back in the day with like
But I'm not from the 40s. No, I didn't use slugs. What are you talking about?
Come on, you can wash your laundry for free.
Just saying. That's
Get
how
a slug.
That's how I played. That's how I played some Joust back in the day.
Joust?
Oh,
me.
only the best video game ever. Whatever.
Joust?
Yeah.
And what? It's just you and another guy on a horse going at each other? What was it? What was Joust?
A horse?
What did you
The
do?
fuck is this asshole? We're flying around on birds, you asshole.
You played bird joust?
Yeah. A lot of us played bird joust.
Yeah. No, they've all signaled themselves out this evening. Sex is not on the table. Joust. So you'd fly at a bird and joust?
There's a lady in here who enjoyed joust.
I want you to play joust in bed.
I mean...
You ever
That
get
was-
laid for playing joust?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Yeah,
really?
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Huh?
You went when I was 9, sure.
That's where it comes from.
So, when Ray Balloway was sentenced to a week in jail, he said, quote,
You
Judge...
said a year in jail.
A week.
Okay.
He said, Judge, the only way you can beat those machines is with the slugs.
Yeah, we know, and that's not okay. That's why you're going to jail.
So it's also the Depression. So
Nice.
thieves are breaking into pinball machines or just stealing...
This thing's just full of slugs.
or just-
How much did a slug cost?
a slug's nothing. It's just a... It's,
Did it come back out?
sometimes.
Sometimes it didn't.
Yeah.
So back then they're paying
I think you could
nickels.
also put it on a string and pull it back out.
Oh, you had a sluggy string.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Sometimes they just steal the pinball machine altogether.
See, that's the move. Like this man here, this criminal, stealing a pinball machine.
Just two guys running down the street holding a pinball machine.
Hurry up.
In Seattle, the Shivers Automated Coin Company, which was a pinball machine maker, opened.
Sure did. Look at that, eh? Wow.
Goodbye.
Imagine when you could park like that. In Seattle, when you're like, oh, there you go. Right out front will do. Free and right out front.
There's a trolley tracks
Yeah, there was the
out
trolley
in the road.
too.
So
Yeah.
that was before they were like, what if we got rid of that and had tons of traffic?
That's a good idea. It is true.
Yeah. So they sold used pinball machines starting at $2.
Jesus Christ. What year is this? The 1930?
Yeah, the mid-30s.
$2?
The owner campaigned against criminalization of pinball, but in 1937, Governor Clarence Martin signed legislation banning pinball machines, except when it was about skill.
So, okay. And what are you winning again? You're winning what?
Dude, there's tons of stuff you can win.
Okay. So if it's based on skill, that is still so crazy, but okay. Like in a world of slot machines. You ever go to the casino and try to use your slugs on a slot machine?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah. I still use my slugs everywhere.
Shut up.
I got a pocket of slugs.
No, you don't.
I haven't paid for anything in 9 years.
Dave getting arrested on tour. He's the biggest slugger in the Pacific Northwest.
So that was just about selling more licenses for the machines.
Okay.
So legal pinball operators have to pay a state tax on each machine, but it never explained how to figure out the skill versus luck part. So
it was purely just to make money.
Yeah.
For the state.
Well, yeah. It's
Right.
like, yeah.
Because they're like, because some guy would come in and be like, nah, that was more skill than chance.
Okay.
Yep. All right, bring on the next one.
Different localities interpreted the law their own way. Mostly it was tolerated because pinball brought in tax revenue.
Right.
By the 1940s, cities and counties and the state were all taxing pinball because it was so fucking popular.
Jesus Christ. Look at all these serious business people. Yeah, see? You just got to move it over here a little bit, see? This one's completely based on skill. Can't wait to get me a Raggedy Andy. Look at this. Hey, I remember women? Wasn't that hilarious? Remember when we had wives and lives? That was fun, huh? Not anymore. Now we're just shoulder to shoulder playing pinball. Look at that. Not a lady in sight, and that's how we like it. The seriousness of these adults. Yeah, don't mind me. Oh, fuck shit. Just to get my slug. Oh.
So half of the state pinball tax revenue came from King County. So owners looked at ways to cheat on reported earnings. And one way was to drill a hole and then put a device that stopped the machine from recording payment. So they'd put something in there that would
Like
stop the coin counting.
Coin
basically.
counter, right.
Owners also skimmed off profit using a key that let them operate the game without a coin. This was called milking.
So they would, cool name, first of all, and then they would,
Yeah.
so they would probably just take it off the books, right?
Yeah,
would
they're taking it off the
unlock
books.
it and then be like, there you go, there's your game.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, what about the coin?
Yeah.
He'd be like, give me the coin, don't worry about it. I have to do this for every time someone wants to play a game here. Hey, this is starting to feel a little pathetic. I know, right? But just keep going.
Again, this is about pinball.
Right, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
In 1942, William Foreman and Armador Army Sayas co-owned Bremerton Amusement Company, which is in the islands across from the city here. All right, don't get too excited. It's not that great. I've been there. So they set up in Bremerton to take advantage of all the sailors and shipyard workers there.
I can't wait to get off
during-
this ship and do what we all want to do. Get crotch deep in some pinball. Rub right up against it, yeah. And if the manager wants to give it a good milking, don't mind if he does, yeah. Oh. Free sex, move it!
I'm pinballing. Oh, God, this is better than fucking...
Yeah! Oh, that's good. You don't get that out on sea. Oh, fuck. I'm tired. Well, I gotta get up pretty early in the morning. I should probably go. Good to play with you. We ship off early. No, we don't. Quiet, I'm trying to leave.
So these guys made a lot of money. Foreman then started buying Seattle movie theaters and drive-ins. But in 1953, both men were indicted for underreporting pinball revenue and sentenced to 5 years for tax evasion.
Jesus Christ. It's so funny with what goes on today. To be like,
Insane.
these pinball magnates need to be stopped. They raked in over $5 last year illegally.
Still, Foreman would go on to establish the Pacific Theater movie chain.
Sure. Cool.
Sure. So he got to start in pinball.
I'm rich.
Now, Seattle has a history of being an open town, so vice is okay as long as it's discreet and in certain areas.
Yeah. I think that's good to support. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Keep the fucking in your little neighborhood there.
I'm not a...
Get the fucking in your hood. Don't let the fucking get out.
Welcome to Fucktown.
The Seattle Police Department was long known as corrupt. Well, that's changed.
This is a long time ago.
This is a Back the Blue podcast, you guys, as you guys know. I saw some guy driving on the highway today, and he had a little sticker in the shape of Idaho, but it was an American flag with a Back the Blue thing. I was like, there's so many reasons I want to drive you off the road right now. It's like a whole...
I know. Sometimes you'll like see the back of those trucks. You're like, buddy, we get it. Like, what's going? Now for the Constitution. You're like, it's a car. Drive it. 9 things I love about the flag. So beautiful. I love the flag. It's so good here.
So the Seattle Police Department took extortion from vice operators, and extortion was considered a way to control crime because it maintained order amongst vice establishments.
Sorry. What?
That's the argument they made.
Wait, say it one more time.
So
Sorry.
the cops would take extortion.
Right.
And their excuse was that it would keep order amongst, so the vice guys wouldn't all kill each other or cause problems.
Right. It was the way to keep it peaceful.
Yes.
They were like, this is the only way for us to take the money.
I got to take a lot of money. I mean, I don't want to.
Believe me, it's hell on earth every time I get paid off. Name another way to handle this.
You can't.
Yes, there's not one.
In the late 1940s, under Mayor William Devon.
Did you guys see what I got? Pretty, yeah, I've got to carry it around with me for a little while. Pretty cool, if you ask me. They gave me a tiny totem pole. Pretty cool, huh?
I'm really white. I'm uncomfortable.
Look at this, huh? Wow.
Anyway, we killed most.
All right, let's, It's a good way to remember what we never did.
Now they give us presents.
Yep. Awesome.
So we won't keep doing it.
Yep.
Anyway,
I should probably go back to my office and put this somewhere.
in like a closet.
Uh-huh.
No, we're not putting
All
anything
right,
on
I
this
should,
table.
get
The
out of
table
here.
stays
All right,
empty.
The table's enormous, to be quite frank.
It's also short, which is weird, but that's what we're doing.
Thank God I have this. This is going to come in very handy.
So, under William Devon, Seattle officially went in with a tolerance policy. So, police bribes are out and an official licensing system is in.
Okay.
So, certain gambling, like
Cops are just like, well, I might want to think about that a little. You're going to miss it.
So, certain gambling, like pinball and card rooms, could operate by paying licensing fees.
Okay.
But then that
Is the chance skill thing out the window at that point? It is, right?
Yeah, I think so. So
It's gambling.
So the problem is this doesn't jive with state laws, who are it's illegal.
Sure.
So the idea was the city would have lots of tax revenue, and vice joints would police themselves. Also, it would prevent crime. So they're making the same argument both ways.
Right. Yeah. This one seems better, though.
Yeah. So to get a gambling license, you had to be fingerprinted and have lived in King County for 5 years, which prevents out-of-town rackets from moving in.
Okay.
But in the mid-50s, a conglomerate of Seattle pinball operators formed an organization.
Okay.
Amusement Association of Seattle, AAS, or ASS.
Good for them.
This was formed to prevent one person or group from monopolizing all of pinball in Seattle.
Okay.
And there were rules and agreements that all members had to follow. No kids could play.
Okay, it's crazy. Okay. It all started with them.
No machines near schools or churches.
I love that one, too. The religious can't be trusted. Save them from themselves.
And most importantly, keep it respectable.
Yeah. No more trashy bullshit.
I don't want to see your pinball machines with titties or whatnot.
Now, hold on a minute. Let's not say that so fast. Because some of us didn't realize it was an option. Maybe we should see a couple of these with tits first before we start saying no way.
Yeah, I'm thinking you when you win, the titties light up.
Yeah. Because the big problem is none of us have seen our wives or women in a long time. We've been living in here. So at this point, maybe the good idea is we put titties on these things. Something you can hold on to while you play.
And also, right in the middle, you install what's known as a fleshlight.
Yeah.
And you...
Okay, all right, now stop, because I think we probably have a sale now, so don't do the thing where you're going to get too deep into it. Be quiet now. Don't say another word. So far, we're doing good. We got tittied machines that we can probably fuck. There's no need to start chatting about what you're going to do. Put your glasses back on right now. Put your glasses back on right now. You're sitting down in a room, and this is a city council meeting. There is no need for you to be making faces that we can only assume are your peeking grins. Now, you stop that right now. Put your glasses back on. Now, it feels like you have achieved the height of something that we don't want to get into. Put your little book, but no. Yeah, better. Go back. There you go.
Oh, Gladys is going to get it tonight. Another night I come home and she's like, have you been playing pinball all night? You're damn right I have. Get that dress off, Gladys. We're going to town. Jackpot. By the way, I'm not married.
Well, this is just... Yeah, anyway, so, yeah...
I forgot what we're doing at the meeting.
Yeah, I was going to say, at some point...
The meeting got I got distracted. I apologize.
People shouldn't be able to tilt them. That's the thing. I think it went pretty good in there.
So AAS is overseen by Fred Galino.
Ah. Freddy Krueger.
Always smallpox.
Look at that, eh?
Never not smallpox.
Yeah. Fred Galeno. All right.
He is close with the local Teamster union leader.
Okay.
So the Western Conference of Teamsters represent about 400,000 members, and the alliance gave the group almost total control over Seattle pinball.
Okay.
So now most taverns have exclusive deals with the AAS to only use their pinball machines.
Sure.
And AAS used their monopoly to create price fixing and decide who could operate their pinball machines in jukeboxes at which locations.
But what? How did AAS start? Didn't it start? Did
Just a bunch of guys got together.
Okay, I thought it was like to prevent this sort of thing, but obviously
They're the criminals.
Okay.
They're it's a criminal organization.
That's why it's ass.
In 1956, the Tacoma City Council declared pinball machines a, quote, public nuisance and voted to ban them.
It's hilarious that Tacoma was like, no.
No.
We see a bright future for us. How dare you?
We do not want to be like Seattle.
We're Tacoma. We're a little different here. Welcome to Utopia, Tacoma. Someday this city will be a comic book store.
The what?
Yeah, we'll have a comic book shop. The downtown is gonna be bars.
We'll be closer to the airport.
Well, a little bit. We're Tacoma.
Yeah.
Seattle won't. Nobody will know Seattle.
No.
They'll be fighting to get their name on our airport.
Yeah.
Taxi, they'll call it.
Now, Gordon Clinton ran for mayor of Seattle.
Hi. I'm legally milk.
I dare you to find a whiter man.
How are ya?
So he ran as a reformist, but endorsed allowing pinball to continue.
Okay.
So AAS just grew stronger, and Teamsters were now intimidating bar owners into carrying their machines.
Okay.
So they're basically making people have pinball machines.
Right. They're just in the bar, just like, you should probably go play a little pinball. Are you talking to me? Yeah, get over there. Put your money
Get
inside
over
of
there. Hey, how come I don't hear a jukebox playing right now?
My friend and I are just trying to have a beer and have a conversation. So.
How come I don't hear a jukebox playing right now?
Well, if you want, you can put some tunes on yourself. I'm catching up with an old friend, so. But I guess it would be probably pretty good to have some music.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll play a little pinball too while we're at it.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I gotta break one of your fingers now.
Ah,
You didn't jukebox fast enough.
oh. Okay.
I want to hear ABBA all night long.
Pretty sure it's the 40s.
Who gives a shit? I'm a Teamster.
Not sure I'm following. I can't put on something that doesn't exist on a machine that I don't want to play now.
Teamsters are forever.
Okay.
Their main competition were the
Yeah, I remember him. Beautiful, beautiful.
Colacurio brothers,
Cola Casurio.
run by brothers Sam William and Frank.
Ah.
Hey, how you doing?
Curcio. Hey, how you doing, huh?
We're just going to court with our bags of money.
Jesus Christ.
Thank God the Chicago guys aren't here.
Yeah, it's like a warlock turned a bag of cigars into a group. Get out of the way, ass fuck. Move, dickhole. The Dacolociore brothers are coming true. That's right. Dacolociore.
Colacorcio.
Dacolociore.
They,
You know, sometimes I feel like people don't know that we're the Dacolociore brothers. Have some respect. And tell them Dacolociore sent you. What's the name? I don't even know. And I'm among them.
the brothers used force and intimidation to make owners carry their machines.
I think you're going to love pinball, and I think you're going to have a bunch of them.
You're going to like it. So how big's your bar? What's the square footage?
Just 1,000 square feet. It's not
Okay,
very
you're going to
large.
have 78 pinball machines.
Well, that's completely impossible. We would be stacking them apart.
Hey, and 42 jukeboxes.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazy fun.
Nobody messes with the Dacolociores. Do you understand?
But it was becoming harder for the brothers as AAS took over, so naturally tensions grew. And on the night of October 11th, 1957, a bomb blew up Century Distributing, a pinball and jukebox business in the Queen Anne neighborhood. You
So
want
wait.
to fuck with my pinball machine?
And this is in King County or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like king pinballs. They're kingpins. Balls. King pins.
Is anybody happy right now?
Yeah. There were
Is
2 or 3
anybody-
people who were like, I like where he's headed. I should have
There's like
marinated on.
900 people here. Two's not a big number.
Hey, watch it. That joke was sanctioned by the Dacolociores. Hey, Mama Dacolociore. Yeah, I said, what are you doing? You didn't go and blow up on a jukebox. Mama Dacolociore. So, Mama, we're visiting with her.
Oh, we are.
Well, not you. You don't have the fucking.
Hey, Mama, I brought you a jukebox.
Yeah, we got you a bunch of pinballs, Dacolociore style.
Hey, come on, Mama.
want any more than a peanut bar.
Mama, I want a spicy meatball.
Your boys are there to go. No. It's a dangerous stereotype. You keep doing that, or you're gonna get canceled in about 15 years. That's not how the Dacolociore. Your father, Dacolociore Papa. Before he died, I got arrested.
The God, the father of the pinball.
He's a peanut baller.
And he's also a...
No, listen. You said you gotta kick it out of the house.
He was a king of a spicy meatball.
Disgusting. The reaction the second time around was way less.
They're scared.
What?
They're scared.
No, they're not scared of you. What do you
scared
mean?
of
No.
the great meatball coming
What are you
down.
talking about?
From
What do
the
you say to
heaven.
me? It's not
If you say spicy meatball 3 times, the
Hell, you're
spicy...
upsetting Mama.
Ah, the spicy meatball appears.
No. Now that one got a no one psychopath to shout her. You don't do that. You're a Dacolociore. You're out of the family, you said again.
I can't take you seriously.
Was it Dacolociore?
No, it's because you are the pedo liar guy.
No, you gotta fucking, you really gotta stop at that. That is not a good, okay? You keep it that going, and they're gonna call me Pinball because I can't be near a school.
So during the bombing,
Oh, right, the bombing of games.
all of the pinball machines, jukeboxes, and coin-operated devices were destroyed.
All of them.
The owner told investigators he couldn't think of anyone who wanted to harm his business, even though he'd been helping AAS muscle the Canacuccios from locations.
Canacuccio.
I just like that picture. There's no reason for that to be in here except for that's just an awesome fucking picture.
Are they seriously segregating pinball machines to outside? By the way, honestly,
I think that's inside.
Well, either way, if you saw those, you'd be like, probably gonna wait over here for a little while, see what happens here.
Sorry, those guys are fucking awesome.
What guy watching?
That hat was so hot, but that hat was a style for a little while.
Yeah.
But that hat was a fucking nightmare.
I don't know. That's all pretty good.
So a month later, Frank was charged with threat of bodily harm. Now,
To myself. On account I've only been eating Parmesan. Hey, that was a nice haircut, though. Perfect.
Nice job, Tony.
Good work.
Tavern owners said they were threatened with beatings if they didn't carry the brothers' machines, and there was a predatory loan sharking operation where money was loaned to a bar in exchange for exclusive pinball and jukebox rights.
So they're really coming at, they're like, these are the best.
Hey, okay, here's how it's going to go. I'll give you money, then you
Okay.
carry our machines.
You give me money for the mission?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You fucking idiot.
You're paying me to take your machine.
Yeah.
Is that really how this went?
Yeah.
Well, good work, Canacuccios.
Well, welcome to hell.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Hey, guys, our plan seems weird.
We loaned out a lot of money. We got no money
We're
left.
broke and we have no pinball machines.
So, and then there were match bombs,
Match bombs.
which they put under rival jukeboxes. So you would put a lit cigarette on an open book of matches.
Oh, we've all done this. Good Lord.
And when the cigarette burned down, it would set off the matches and start
Calling
a fire.
that a match bomb is so...
Start a fire underneath and burn the jukebox machine.
Match bomb. I mean, that's how we used to light
Well, it
fireworks.
sounds more exciting.
All right, sorry, go ahead. Start from there.
Seattle Police Department put out a public statement, quote, "We will not allow gangsterism to gain a foothold in this community, nor will we permit intimidation of any citizens by threats or violence."
Sorry, already been going on. A lot.
No, now.
Now they're like,
Now
we're
we're
done.
stopping it.
Now that we're not getting paid, we have no choice but to enforce the laws.
Now, and the jukeboxes are being burned.
Yeah, disgusting.
In May 1958, the city council voted against renewing pinball licenses for William Coluccio and ordered him to sell his pinball interests. 2 months later, Mayor Clinton signed a pinball and jukebox ordinance tightening regulations, including a limit on how many licenses could be issued. On January 23rd, 1959, another bombing hit the Pioneer Card Company. Pioneer made and sold dice, playing cards, and other gambling equipment. A stick of dynamite had been dropped through the mail slot. That's the worst bombing ever.
Through the mail slot.
Is anybody here?
Yeah.
Can you leave?
Are you the mailman?
Yeah.
What do you have?
Mail. It's night mail.
I've never heard of night mail before, and I didn't realize it was night until just now.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m., so I don't know why you're there.
Well,
I'm changing some of this. I'm in. Wait, I don't have to tell you nothing. I've never received night mail before.
You should go out the back door.
Why?
Night mail.
What?
You fucking idiot. I'm gonna blow the place up.
With night mail?
Jesus Christ. You're the exact kind of fucking idiot that ends up working in a pinball machine place at night.
We do dice and cards too, but explain to me why this night mail is gonna explode.
I'm putting lit dynamite through the fucking mail slot.
Someone mailed dynamite?
What the fuck?
Why did they do that? Who sent it? What's the return address on the stick?
How are you this stupid? Look, I brought the dynamite. I'm lighting it and throwing it through. It's gonna blow the place up.
Then why did you have to mail it if you
Nobody
mailed
mailed.
it?
God damn it!
I'm afraid I'm a little confused, to be honest with you. I'm in my nightgown too, might I point out.
What the fuck are you in your nightgown for?
Because I live above this area. I live above the shop. Now that I'm done answering your questions, I want to know who mailed this dynamite to me. And are you even a mail carrier?
I'm not.
Are you?
I'm a fucking.
Go on.
I'm a maid guy.
You're a mailed man.
No, I'm a maid guy. I muscle.
They're not paying you enough so you don't have to work nights as a mailman? You know, we need someone around the shop.
Sir?
I'm a woman. What do you mean, sir? I said I'm in my nightgown. Everything was very clearly defined. My husband and I are going through a difficult patch, if you must know.
I don't want to know.
Roy and I fell in love 20 years ago, but since then he's neglected me because he was having an affair with his secretary, which he's apologized for repeatedly. But I don't know if I believe that he's turning over a new leaf. Which is why I was down here at night. I was consumed with thoughts of he and her again. Happens to me from time to time, so I thought I'd come down here and rearrange some of the card setups.
Hey, Gladys, I'm going to eat the dynamite.
You're not very good at your job, are you? And I don't know why you're looking this direction. We still have a door between us. But I am intrigued by you. You sound like a fella who needs someone. Maybe you could slip some dynamite through my mail slot. You ever think about something like that?
No, I'm gay.
Oh, foolish lad. That's just invented. The church will take that right out of you.
So the Pioneer Card Company was blown up. A month later, it was discovered the Cuccio brothers were using dummy corporations to get around regulations, so the city council revoked the licenses of any coin-operated business connected to the brothers, and that included Shiver's Coin-Operated Company in the OG Pinball Company in downtown jukebox business.
Wow.
Some games they
Tough.
made.
Yeah, what a variety.
It's very exciting.
Vastly different.
It's got to be amazing to come in and go, I don't know, put one there.
You sure?
And we'll put,
There you go.
I'm going to kill myself.
All right, have a good day.
Ken Shivers was already indicted for bribing a Washington State Supreme Court judge. Shivers left the pinball business and became a home contractor. Yeah, I can build
In some
you.
ways similar.
I can build you a fence. Just go ahead and give me some money up front.
Absolutely. This wall's just full of slugs. The hell is this? Enjoy it.
On the night of February 18th, 1960, Fred Galino's car was bombed outside of his home.
Jesus Christ. I can't believe.
This is over pinball.
I know. That's all I keep thinking.
He was asleep when this happened, so it was like a warning. The noise was described as deafening and heard 2 miles away.
Jesus Christ.
So now Mayor Clinton puts out a statement declaring he would try to abolish pinball machines if any bombings turned out to be pinball related.
But he's going to say that they aren't.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's pinball related, but he's like, look, if the pinball king had his car blown up and it turns out to be pinball related as opposed to like, you know, trying to get your kid on a soccer travel team,
Yeah.
then we're going to crack down. 6 detectives were assigned and the FBI launched an investigation. The remains of Galino's car were sent to a special forensics labs in Washington, D.C.
Nice.
The car bombing happened during an ugly mayoral election. Mayor Clinton's opponent, Gordon Newell.
Another Gordon?
Yeah, was there one before?
Well, yeah,
they're
Gordon
both
Clinton?
Gordon. Yeah, you're
Two
right.
Gordons?
Gordon, a Gordon.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Gordon v. Gordon.
A Gordon. It's about to get Gordon.
They still talk about it in Seattle.
The big Gordon. Whoa. 2 Gordons enter. Both leave, but one mayor.
So Newell denounced the mayor's tough stance on pinball, arguing that strict controls made things worse.
The best. Where he's like, we need it. This is just ridiculous legislation. Getting in the way.
You're cracking down on pinball, and it's like watering weeds.
What? Who is Flatface? Is the other one?
Don't look at him.
Oh, sorry. Right. Okay. So that guy.
Don't mind that guy.
Yeah, I don't mind that guy. He's like, then I fell, but they said I'd be okay. Luckily, my face took most of it. Anyway, I should probably get going.
Now, a couple weeks later, very early in the morning, Newell's Austin Haley sports car was blown up.
I don't even know what it is, but I'm okay with it.
Newell said it was because of his comments about the pinball industry, though some thought it was done to politically embarrass Mayor Clinton, so they thought that he had his own car blown up. False flag. Classic false
Let me tell you, there's no way that there's a connection. 100%, if you look at that steel does not melt at that level. The parts of that car that melted were done to, that is a controlled demolition. That was 100% a controlled demolition done to lower Newell. I'm just sick of this. Pinball's turning the frogs gay.
So it didn't matter. Clinton won re-election, and Newell left politics and started publishing local history books. I get it, buddy.
I was just going to say, I was like,
I get it.
Dave was like, Newell's cool.
No, I get it.
Like Gordon Cool.
The hero has left the story.
There we are. Yeah, you just keep going on about him. And some of his books were pretty good. And Newell kept researching and going. He started a radio show with a dude who didn't know shit and got paid the same. Drove Newell crazy.
So the Michael Distributing Company was the largest pinball distributor in Washington State. And on July 16th, 1960, it was bombed. Dynamite was used.
Wow. Oh my God. Pinball bombing feared.
I mean,
The
what?
idea that they're like, we're not sure. There's just some detective who's like, what connects all of these? Every one of them a pinball facility. What is it? It's got to be there. Something specific. Get me more yarn, would you?
What are you going to do with the yarn?
I'm going to start trying to figure out some connection points between all these bombings.
We don't even have a board to put it on.
Yeah, I know. I ordered the board.
What are you going to do with the yarn?
I am going to start figuring out where I'll put it. So I'll lay it out.
Where are you going to put the yarn?
Would you just get the goddamn yarn and then I can? Yeah, I'll show you what I'm going to do.
First of all, Jones closed because the private equity took over.
Do you mean Joanne's?
Yeah, sure. But also Jones. They both closed.
Jones is a restaurant. Joanne's is the fabric.
Yeah, but you can get yarn at both.
You can't get yarn at... All right, look. You don't need to go get me yarn. You don't need to go to Joanne's.
I think it's Jones.
It isn't Jones. You already conceded. Look. We have bigger fish to... Don't say another goddamn thing about the yarn or where it's coming from. Do you understand me? I'm trying to figure out what connects all of these bombings. Something's got to be there.
You know what you should use?
I swear to God.
You should use a board and yarn. Now, there's a problem with that.
Is it that Joanne's is closed?
And Jones.
First of all, Jones is not closed. They're open till 8 p.m. They're a restaurant, and they don't have yarn. Joanne's is closed. But I told you a couple days ago to get me the yarn, and we had this exact same conversation. Put your glasses back on.
But I was just...
Why do you keep taking your glasses off? Normally that means an ejaculation is about to happen. Put them on. Actually, wait, shoot a little. It'll work for the yarn.
The way your mind works, you should be a detective.
Aren't I?
Oh.
Yeah. Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe I lost you. All right. Well, that was a really weird day at work. Let's go home. Hit Joanne's in the morning.
So the mayor said if the bombings weren't solved within a month, that he would seek a permanent pinball ban. And it was later revealed that the owner of the company was closely tied to AAS. Fred Galino offered a $6,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of anyone responsible for the bombings.
Okay.
So the Seattle PD used lie detectors to question pinball operators.
Hilarious. Fucking...
This is the dumbest.
They don't work.
I mean, but it's also just like, how far have we come? They used to be like, who's doing the pinball shit?
We got to figure it out. Hook him up to what looks like a pinball machine and ask him. Hey, sir, the lines are squiggling a little bit again.
Yeah, they get pretty excited when they hit the pinball.
Right. After they play, we should ask them some questions.
So they came up with no leads from that, and the mayor called for a total ban on pinball, saying Seattle allowed them for over 30 years, and the pinball industry only showed it was reckless and dangerous.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bombings. Whoa. Jesus fucking... Can this country ever be normal? Is it like... Did we ever have... I'm being genuinely serious. Were there ever 2 years where we were like, yeah, all right, nothing crazy happened for 2 years? You know, like how a restaurant writes how many days since an injury? Did we ever go 800 days without being completely fucking... I mean, what the actual fuck? Well, the only way to deal with this is to take these machines out to a field and beat them with hammers. There we are. Now, let that be a lesson to the rest of you pinball machines. You understand? We don't want you in this town. We don't want you in any town near here.
And the
You get out now.
The Maytag repairman's like, I don't know why I'm here.
Yeah. I just realized these weren't fridges. All right, bring down a couple more. I'm going to beat them with hammers again. It's not like they can make more of these. That'll be the end of that chapter.
I mean, there must
Now
have
we
been...
just have to bury them at the bottom of the lake like Jason. There shan't be another one.
There must have been so many just like pinball machines.
Yeah, like people being like, I can fix this. He was probably getting fucking tucked. He's like, wow, we have 8 more? I try to throw them into each other a little bit when you're throwing them off, boys. I am exhausted. By the way, this is kind of a fun game. Like, hitting this as hard as possible.
Yeah. This is like their version of Office Space.
Yeah. Hammering into something as hard as you can. That could be fun. I don't know anyone who works in the gaming industry, though.
Luke, can I get another?
Luke.
Luke?
Luke.
Can I get another?
Can I get another?
Can we get another
Or-
round? Yeah, Luke.
Joel.
Joel?
Anyone?
Frank?
Thomas.
Sammy? Bob?
Uncle Shippy.
Joan?
Joan. You're like a guy running for a mayor.
I was down at Jones Fabrics the other day. I'm completely normal.
Buying some yarn to make a curtain sweater.
Okay, so on September 20th, 1960, the city council rejected the mayor's bans, and the machines were bringing in $5,000 in revenue, so they kept it.
So this fucking guy was
So
like, wait,
pinball
what?
won. Pinball won.
Yeah, and this guy was like, but wait, my whole
Weekend.
I bought a
I
sledgehammer.
was hammering him all weekend.
I have to have shoulder surgery. I hurt my arm real bad. Don't worry about it, Tommy Jones. Get out of here.
For a couple years anyway, public pressure mounted, and in January 1962, the Seattle Police Department said they would close establishments with illegal gambling devices per state law. City Council quickly passed a policy allowing amusement-only pinball machines that didn't offer payouts.
What were the payout?
People were getting cash.
They're getting cash,
Yeah,
okay,
and,
all right.
and prizes.
By the way, if you could, they should bring that back.
Yes.
If I was at a fucking bar and you
Yes.
could play pinball and be like,
Well-
I just won $5.
Imagine if there was like a pinball area at fucking Harrah's. Like, I would go play pinball.
Oh, that I would love to picture what that area's demographic is. That blows my mind trying to imagine the people
Right?
who are just like, fuck yeah.
But they
Move
wa-
it.
but
It's
they-
like when you see someone good at Dance Dance Revolution, you're like, that's like the saddest shit I've ever seen. That's fucking bananas. Holy shit. Hi, Luke. Do the champion hands, yeah.
He's a good boy. You never want to be in a van with him, but he's a good boy.
You do not want to be in a van with him. It is endless. It's a combination of euphoric laughter at what he's eating and then total fear when he's driving.
Yeah. So did I say this? The Seattle Senate voted to allow individual cities. So they punted. The state government was like, you guys just make your choices.
Isn't that weird how the United States that's like the formation of it is just a clump of places that are allowed to have different laws per state and then per city. And then they're just like, we don't actually want to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, we don't, unless
It
it's...
gets pretty sticky once you have to make decisions.
So a federal grand jury on the pinball business was convened in Seattle. And it led to the indictments of Fred Galino and John Michael. John Michael was one of the guys who owned the places that were bombed.
Okay.
They were
Pinball
charged
protection.
with overt acts related to political payoffs for, quote, making payments to maintain a situation whereby gambling on pinball machines in Seattle could continue.
Wow.
So pinball protection money.
Right. Which, you know, a little while ago would have sounded really weird, but now we're all like, right.
Yeah.
Because of the pin mob.
Both were found guilty, fined $3,500, and they got a year of probation. And then those guys both left the pinball racket, which left a pinball void, a vacuum that needed to be filled.
Uh-oh. Who's about to walk into that? Who's about to stick themselves in that hole?
So the game is flourishing as, quote, amusement. Well, it's not Joan. Look.
Show.
What is your problem?
I mean, it's just so horrible to call her Joan. Last time you were in a Joanne's?
Honestly,
Yeah.
like a year ago.
Shocking response.
There's one, I had to get something for Finn's, like he had a class.
What'd you have to get? Picturing you in a Joanne's Fabrics is my heaven.
Excuse me.
David and Joanne. Yeah, because by the way, the idea of walking through a Joann's Fabrics being like, I'll find it. Why do you even bother going down one or two aisles? You're like, excuse me, ma'am, I'm an idiot, dude. Where am I? This is crazy.
Excuse me, where's the yarn?
Yeah. And what are you looking for today? Poster board or yarn?
Yeah. Is there a combination?
Where are the changing rooms? You just with an armful of yarn. Excuse me, can I go try some of this on? Is that possible?
How much yarn can I bring into the changing room?
How much yarn? Do I need to tell you how many yarns I have before I go into the changing room? Do you want to give me a 7? There you go. I just want to go see how these feel. Just leaving undone yarn everywhere. It just wasn't.
So,
I didn't like how it felt.
sorry this is so wet, but I was in there.
I don't know what happened in there. That was crazy. Thanks, Joan. What the fuck just happened?
The game flourished as, quote, amusement-only action, but everyone knew they were still used for gambling, and they were bringing in about $6 million a year.
Fuck.
Isn't that insane?
Insane.
It's insane.
In 63.
So the Colicchio brothers ran pinballs and jukeboxes.
I love how you've given up on the name.
Yeah, I know. Colicchio?
It doesn't have a duh before it?
What? No, that was a joke. Like the meatball.
Oh.
Wait, you?
That's racist.
Oh, this is a great moment. They're going to talk about it online.
Oh, okay, Joan. This one will go down in history.
Shut up, pedo liar! The Colicchio brothers
Joan.
ran pinballs and jukeboxes and expanded to bars and nightclubs and Seattle's earliest strip clubs.
Strip clubs. That's awesome, too.
Now we're getting going.
Get your tits out of my face. I'm busy. Stop it. Enough. Move.
I'm trying to make money over here. In 1964, Mayor J.D. Dorm Brandman.
What the fuck? White.
Dorm. His name was Dorm.
Hello.
His nickname was fucking Dorm. Hey, Dorm, what are you doing?
Thinking about pillows.
Back and to the left.
I want all students in me.
I don't know why anyone would put anything on rice. Gets a bit dangerous.
Mayor J.D. Dorm Brandman brought back the tolerance policy that had faded under political pressure. He said vice was easier to police if it was licensed and regulated.
Right.
So now, AAS had basically died after Galeno retired. And a new pinball association rose, the Far West Novelty Company, which was a nonprofit headed by Ben Kitchie. And the FWN controlled the master license for over 2,000 pinball machines, pool tables, and bowling games throughout Seattle, mostly in taverns. And players could win money playing, even though it was clearly illegal. And the local press started calling Kitchie the Pinball King.
Okay.
So the Seattle Times starts a series on vice and corruption, and reporters watched cops making cash pickups, and they realized it's widespread and that cops were gambling after hours, especially at a place that would later become the Comedy Underground.
The Comedy.
And they'd go in the Comedy Underground, and in the back bar they'd target shoot at beer bottles.
The good old days.
Good old days. Police Chief Frank Ramone said it was just a few cops, and the mayor...
Can I get a bigger hat?
If you give me a bigger hat, my eyes will get smaller.
My chiropractor said to get a bigger hat. He looks emotional.
Yeah, he does.
I'm fine. It'll be fine. Fuck. Fuck.
Police Chief Frank Ramon said it was just a few cops.
Let's get a couple where you cry. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. That's nice.
Tell me about Joanna's again.
I mean,
I'll start tearing up.
No.
I'll start tearing up.
Not Joanna. Again, no. Not Jones. It's not Joanna's. I don't even know how I'm involved in this runner. I wasn't even there for the first part.
Well, you're clearly the guy who knows all about yarn and whatever.
Wow. You think, get out of your ivory tower.
I would love it.
Sir, do you need help? No, I'll find it.
I would love it if we found out that you were like a guy who was just like knitting sweaters all the time.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
What are there any knitters in here upset about?
Hey, where are the knitters? Yeah.
And are you upset about the closing of? It's totally gonna fuck everything up, right? Fucking private equity. Get a gun.
Wait, what the fuck are you doing? No, that's not.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
But my God,
it's
how
parody. Shut up. Don't do
how
that.
fucking funny would it be if there was a knitter Luigi? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's very calming. It's very meditative. Okay,
It's gonna be played on like some phone footage in a month and a half. Anthony joked recently about there being a knitting Luigi.
And then they get me on Fox News. Yeah, I fucking said it. You're just gonna let all the fucking yarn places close?
Why are you from Boston?
Is that the America you want to live in?
You're not from Boston. Why are you doing a Boston accent a little bit?
That's what I do on Fox News.
You're yourself. You're Dave Anthony. Yourself. You're actually you.
Am I?
Oh my God.
So Police Chief Frank Ramon said it was just a few cops who were doing the shooting and the taking of money.
Which is always the it's a few bad apples.
Yeah. Just a few bad apples.
Couple bad apples.
And
the orchard is sound.
Yes. And
we need to plant more trees.
Yes.
They need to be everywhere.
If there's bad guys, we need more guys like them.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
Watch.
Wait.
Them. Yes.
I don't know if he was saying anything towards what you were saying.
But I agree with him.
I believe that man was just tased. That man literally just yelled and you went, exactly.
Yes.
Ah! Bingo. That's what I'm saying, my man. No need to put some words around that. That's pretty clear.
The mayor said he wanted to build a better city and not run the police department, so it wasn't his problem.
Huh? The mayor was like, that's not.
Yeah, he's like, I can't deal with the staffing.
That's
of the
out of
police.
my jurisdiction.
Sorry if they're taking money and shooting up the Comedy Underground.
Sorry.
Public officials, is the Comedy Underground still there, by the way? That guy says no.
It's funny that like 8 people are like, for sure. It
That
is.
was when I was starting out, that was like a fun fucking club. Although the one time I went there and a lady just vomited on the table, that wasn't as fun.
What joke were you doing?
Public officials said having a tolerance policy kept Chicago gangsters from moving in and taking over. A post-intelligencer series revealed the payoffs and cheating in the pinball world, and it revealed the mass crime racket of bingo.
It is a very easy game to cheat at. There's a guy you're putting a lot on. Yeah, B3. A6.
you could easily make up cards that would never win,
Right.
right?
Yeah. I mean,
Easily.
how do you do it?
Because you know what you're going to call.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The caller is so essential.
Yeah, and so you have cards printed up, and you know what you're going to call ahead of time.
Right.
And
Yeah. So the guy's just like C2. Wait a minute.
There's no C.
I have Banco.
This fucking feels something's off here. My dauber doesn't work. Shut up, you old biddy.
So they were going after old people,
Oh my God.
and
I don't understand.
None of us have had bingo. That guy keeps winning bingo.
and they were taking a run at charities, and the operation was bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
Oh my fucking God.
Now, the biggest was the Lifeline Club at Pike's Place Market. And the second biggest was Alpha, assisting legislation for aging.
Jesus.
The pensioners would get a bingo card for a dime,
All right.
good for one game only,
All right.
and the Post-Intelligencer sent undercover bingo players in.
You look a little young to come in here. Don't worry about it. I'm 81.
One lost $395 while winning just $55 over 4 months.
I don't understand. Oh, wait, that's the cop.
Yeah.
Now I don't
It's a
understand.
reporter.
Yeah, whatever I am. Yeah. I'm undercover.
In 1968, the Post-Intelligencer, Seattle Magazine, and KING TV, it's King, we can just say it's King, joined together for a joint investigation into corruption in King County. And Seattle Magazine did a profile on prosecuting attorney Charles Oliver Carroll.
I can't, well. Re-elect Charles Carroll, prosecuting attorney. Endorsed by 900 attorneys. By the way, what a funny era when you were like, lawyers like this guy.
I know.
Well,
He's like,
fuck
I'm
that.
a prosecuting attorney and defense lawyers love me.
Fuck that.
So Carroll is a hero in Seattle. He had been an All-American running back for the University of Washington in
Oh, we are
1928.
so dumb. So dumb. This guy
Wait.
could carry a football.
In a legendary game in which his team lost, Carroll was so amazing that opposing Stanford players carried him off the field.
That is the whitest, privilegiest shit I've ever heard. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a... Come on, everybody, for your fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
President-elect...
By the way, if he came back into the locker room after the opposing team did that, I'd be like, yeah, what the fuck? Tell him to fucking put you down, asshole.
They were carrying me off.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
Why don't you get a suit that fits?
I tried, but Jones was closed. I tried to go to Jaji's.
President-elect and Stanford alumnus Herbert Hoover was so excited he yelled, quote, "That man is the captain of my All-American team." So Carroll was a bit of a big deal in
We
Seattle.
really, I mean, oh, I can't stay mad at you. Hey, look at those ham tits, would you? Oh, mama, mama. I'd play pinball between that slut.
God, the hairstyles were amazing.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, but it's like 40 years later, he's still a big deal. The Seattle magazine story was not good, showing him to be a vengeful prosecutor who was especially harsh on black people.
Well, felt
So
that
the-
coming.
The magazine called for his resignation, and the media report revealed secret visits between Ben Kitchie and prosecutor Carroll. And a Grady photo apparently showed him bringing money to Carroll.
Why the fuck could these people not meet like in dark places to get like? Why was everyone like, all right, no one's around. Let's get under this street lamp. There's a big wad of cash. Now get out of here, scram. See?
I mean, he would go to his house, and when the door opened, he'd hand him the.
There you are. There's a bunch of money. Here you go. Here's money. Thank you for that money.
Now don't be afraid to walk it down the street.
The reporter, quote, "What could possibly be the nature of such liaisons between men of such diverse callings, a prosecutor and a pillar of the Pinball Fellowship?"
Jesus Christ.
The Pinball Fellowship.
Like it's a royal family. The Pinball Fellowship. Wow.
I still got the part in my hair.
Jesus Christ. The picture's great.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Legal opinions issued by Carroll had allowed Kichi's organization to have almost total control of the pinball industry. And legal opinions basically went against actual laws.
Okay.
So it's like what, I don't know if you heard of Trump, it's what Trump does.
Okay.
When the story came out, Carroll refused to answer any questions. And he's not just a prosecutor, he's a powerful Republican politician who controlled a bunch of public offices. So the story hit when a payoff system in the Seattle Police Department was also being exposed in the press. Cops were taking money from gamblers and taverns to stay in business. The Seattle Post-Intelligencer also documented how incredibly profitable the pinball business was, $5 million a year, as we said.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Christ. Ugh. Why? We were all having fun.
He's going to be our president. The state attorney general then asked the governor for legal powers to conduct an investigation, and the governor declined. He said it was too soon.
Too soon. We can't.
But
Have some respect.
Pressure grows, and later that year, the AG ran as a Dem against the governor, and the pinball scandal became the big campaign issue.
Okay.
So the governor claimed the AG's investigation into Carroll was politically motivated, and the governor was reelected.
That idea that things, it's like, yeah, it is politically motivated. Fuck him. Get him out of here. Well, it sounds a little political.
But because of the pressure...
I'm getting so mad at that picture.
That's fair. It's fair. Because of the pressure, he lets a new AG run an investigation into Carroll and Kichi. And sadly, on May 30th, 1969, before any real investigation got going, Ben Kichi was found drowned in shallow water near his Lake Washington home. Death was ruled an accident. People were a little bit suspicious, though, because he was a really good swimmer and he drowned in 5 feet of water. So.
That is remarkable, obviously. Like, why would you not? Oh, for fuck's sake. You can't go out a little further? 5 feet. There we are. Hey, should we take him out deeper?
Nah.
Let's go get some food.
Yeah,
you're right. Fuck it.
Now, Carroll refuses to answer any questions about the Kichi scandal, and in the end, the new AG concluded there was no evidence of corruption.
Okay.
So there was currently an interim mayor because the previous mayor took a position in the Nixon administration. So the interim mayor was a city councilman who wanted to clean house. And he gave limited power to 3 assistant police chiefs to clean up the department. And on September 24th, 1969, when Chief Ramon was on vacation...
I can't believe it's 69 and we're still like, let's figure out pinball.
This has been going on for fucking 30 years.
Summer of Love has passed. Woodstock has happened. And we're still like, all right. Pinball's still a huge epidemic.
So Chief Ramon was on vacation, so they raid the Lifeline Club, bingo, without telling him, and they cite 80 gamblers but confiscate evidence, which included payoffs to politicians. So the chief then declared there would be no, he comes back and he's like, no more raids. We're not doing that anymore.
Oh, fuck me.
I don't know what he wanted them for. But yeah.
I don't want it. Oh, Frank wants you to not tell them where he touched.
Or tell them where he touched.
Let's play doorbell.
So now it's the police chief against the 3 assistant chiefs, and it's like a standoff. And the 3 assistant chiefs demand the chief step down, and reporters for KOMO revealed the chief had cut Vice funding after the raid and released the gun of a Lifeline owner from evidence as a favor, and that the gun had once belonged to a deputy sheriff whose wife now worked at the club.
Honestly, it's
so, not great.
But it's also
great.
so, it's just, this is what it is. It's constantly people like, that was illegal. I'm like, fire him, get him out of here. Man, change the laws. I don't want to get in trouble.
So now bingo is seen as a criminal enterprise.
Oh, for fuck, Dave, I don't know. I don't know if, I can't shift gears into bingo right now. I'm still pinball reeling, and now bingo is a criminal enterprise.
So Chief Ramon retires. It's a crazy time. There's anti-war protests, there's rioting, there's a lot of bombings. From February 1969 to July 1970, there are 90 bombs set off in Seattle. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of into that.
90 bombs.
Yeah. Seattle was 3rd in bombings behind New York and Chicago.
Also,
but first per capita.
there's a bombing every like 3.5 days.
Yes. Now cops are being called pigs so often.
It's all we have.
That they adopted the term and chose pig as a mascot and used the motto pride, integrity, and guts.
Well, here's what's great. Completely didn't work. Like that didn't stay. It's still pig. Like, don't call me that. Pride. Imagine. Couldn't they give the pig some abs or something? They were like, that's right. And I guarantee you the artist was like, they were like, get rid of the tail. The tail's very curly.
The pigs have curly tails.
No.
Not anymore.
Make him a manly pig. Can we put a gun in his snout? Can he shoot a darker pig in the back?
Let's give him a dick. Can we give him a dick?
Can he have get the pig have a huge dong?
A new mayor began bringing in interim police chiefs from California. There were 6 Seattle police chiefs from 1969
I like
to
that you
1970.
have to go to another state
Yes.
to get cops to
When it's
stop
that fucked
it.
up, you do. Yeah.
Well, now we can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Because they're all great.
Yeah, because they're all pride, integrity, guts. That's the best way to cover it. What's up, pig? Excuse me? Pride, integrity, guts.
I respect you.
Yeah.
In 1970, ex-King County Sheriff Tim McCullough was indicted for taking bribes from Frank Coluccio and Ben Kitchie.
Wait, what's going on?
I always walk like I'm fucking mad.
Jesus Christ. Look at this guy.
Now, Carroll ran for re-election as King County prosecutor, and he spent the campaign refusing to talk about his relationship with Kitchie and lost the election.
Okay.
The new prosecutor immediately started investigating corruption and indicted Carroll and 18 others. A formal Seattle city council president, and an ex-Seattle police chief. All the charges were about gambling, bribery, and prostitution.
We didn't even really talk about we didn't even have time to talk about the prostitution.
How do you? It's just exhausting. Testimony showed a massive cop racket where cops were the bagmen. A bar owner, quote, "The beat cops were bagmen, and I mean that literally. Every week I put a paper bag on the bar, and the beat guy comes in, sits down, has coffee, picks up the bag with $100 in cash in it, and says goodbye. In return, I don't get busted for code or liquor violations."
It was a simpler time.
The cops would take half the money and bring the rest to their sergeant, and then the sergeant would take it up the line. Some cops were making $1,000 a month, which is $9,000 today. City Councilman Charles M. Carroll, who was different from the first Carroll. This guy's known as Streetcar Charlie, because he liked.
I love how you're like, there's no time. Streetcar Charlie, keep going.
He liked streetcars.
He likes streetcars?
He was really into streetcars.
All right, keep going.
Obviously,
not okay.
Obviously, he was not effective.
I like when they ding.
He would.
That's the best.
All right. Down in the back, sir. Down in the back. Sir. Down in the back. Sir, we're going like 2 miles an hour. Sir, hold on. Ding, 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 ding. Stop. No, hey, we stopped. We got a lot of people on here today, so please, keep it together. We have a bunch of stops to make, okay? Are you going to be able to hold it together? What's your name?
Streetcar Charlie.
Well, that's not great. All right, here we go. Sir. Glad we gave him a little moment.
Streetcar Charlie was getting $3,000 a month from the cops. He oversaw the committee licensing pinball machines. 100 cops, many retired, were implicated in crimes going back 35 years.
Oh my God. Imagine being retired. Hello? I was just going to go play some bingo.
Oh, I bet you were.
What?
Who's at the door, Alan?
Drop those bingo cards, you son of a bitch.
What took you so long?
Every day I play bingo and I fucking shake. The prosecutor said Prosecutor Carroll was a political boss and had dirt on everyone, which he had used to get what he wanted. But the cases fell apart over time. Streetcar Charlie's case was dismissed, and by 1973, there were only 10 cases remaining. So from 100 to 10.
Awesome.
Ex-Chief Ramon had been given immunity accidentally. They were like...
That's just unfucking real.
Yeah, because he did the thing you see in movies where they're like, I will give you immunity on this. And then he went and just laid it all out, and they were like, fuck. So you were doing everything.
Yep. Anyway, have a good life. Shit.
A judge dismissed most of the rest, Carroll's, because the only witness against him was an admitted perjurer. Only one cop pleaded guilty for taking bribes and got...
I bet his lawyer was like, we fucked up.
Yeah, it was so...
Turns out nobody else went down for this.
Bad news.
I plead guilty. I did it all.
Bingo.
Guilty.
Bingo.
Guilty.
Bingo. He got 2 months in jail.
2 months? This is pathetic. This is like crazy.
Charles Carroll died in 2003. And the city...
He was 180.
And the city prosecutor at the time said, quote, he was really a giant of his era, both in sports and legal arenas. He was a grand old man, and I miss him. I really do.
What you didn't mention is that the pallbearers were a bunch of people from another family. They carried him to the grave. Think about it. Thought it'd go better, obviously.
For years, the cop bagman who took money from what became Pike Place Market Grill
Wow.
would sit on a stool mooching drinks. Never
awesome.
indicted. He got full retirement. The owner, quote, "I wanted to ask him for my money back." So he went to the place he used to take money from and just got drinks for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he? Yeah, I almost like it, to be quite honest with you. I almost respect him. Just sitting there like, I have a vodka soda. Okay, I don't know what.
According to pinballmap.com, which is a thing.
By the way,
That's
a
thing.
great website. If you guys,
I've spent a lot of time.
yeah,
It's
why don't you give
great.
everyone your login? I think it should work.
Seattle has 484 pinball machines out for public play with a pinball to person ratio of 1 to 1,835 people. Seattle's the number 2 pinball city in the country. Portland is in first. You guys should like each other. You're basically the same.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm me.
You know what? You do get that from your dad.
Yeah.
You both are addicted to booze.
Research was done by Josh Androwski. Oh, wait, did I do research for this? I don't remember.
Thank you, Josh. Or maybe Dave.
I got from the Seattle Star, I got from Seattle Times, I got from historylink.org, and Christopher Klein wrote the time that America outlawed pinball on history.com. So let's all thank Christopher. And here's a cool thing. Let me see if I can find it. History. David Wilma wrote a bunch of stuff on pinball. And at the end, he said, by the way, please, anybody who wants to rewrite and use this as a source, because history should be spread around as opposed to copyrighted.
I don't agree, but holy fuck.
Don't agree?
I don't not agree.
I miss Jones.
That is crazy. I really don't even know what is the moral to something like this. I'm completely lost as far as what we would say is the needle to thread. Never mind.
No one is persecuted for their crimes.
Yeah, that
I mean,
everything as currently constructed continues to be completely ineffective and against societal
our
benefit.
society, because it's capitalist, allows them to
It is
buy
always
all
money.
justice,
It's
and then they get to do what they want.
Always money.
Yes.
Always money. Always greed.
Yeah.
It never will work as long as we have it, and we live in a system currently constructed where it will never go, ever.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, the battle to overthrow capitalism, some people thought it would be fast. Other people thought it would take hundreds of years. It's going to take a long time. It's a failed system already. So, like, it is what it is. Like, but this is like, but these examples have been going on forever.
Continued
Like,
microcosms over and over again.
It's a
of
failed
like,
system. It's a failed
Hey,
system.
guess what? Yeah,
It
if you
doesn't
get to
work.
yeah, you preach everything until you get to the top, and then you're like, actually, money is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you know, whatever. It's all good. How many times can I say that it fucking sucks? Like it sucks. It's not working.
I love you still. All right, well, fuck it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it.